Last week, the judge allowed Mosby's defense team to withdraw from the case. So you might say, "What? She don't have no lawyers now? Like, what is going on?" So let's break this down a little bit. The judge in the case said that there is good cause to allow all of the defense attorneys from Reed Smith to withdraw from Mosby's case and granted this motion. So they said there was no conflict. Federal prosecutors said that they were fine if the lead defense attorney, A. Scott Bolden, withdrew. When said that others needed to stay on because their excuses weren't good enough to cut them free, and the withdrawal was going to cause more delays. So the prosecutors was like, okay, A. Scott Bolden, he can go, but these other ones need to stay because they want to get her to trial. They wanted to have a speedy trial, according to them, right? Now, it was obvious that this was going to destabilize things a little bit. What the defense is contemplating is that they got to hit the reset button, right? You got to start over. Got to bring in new attorneys and this whole thing. Judge said that she understood. He said that they've delayed the trial 3 times, perhaps the 4th time. The delay is something that the judge, I don't know, she probably don't want to do it, right? She's not really welcoming this. Latest trial date is for March the 27th. So the public defender's office is supposed to appoint an attorney to Mosby's case and schedule the hearing, which is going to be on the 3rd of this month, to discuss the actual schedule, how that's going to be impacted, how they're going to proceed. And I mean, there has been so much hoopla, so much back and forth, so much craziness. That's why I'm asking, can she get a fair trial in Baltimore? A lot of the mainstream news outlets have been flooded with all of this, dirt, throwing dirt on her name consistently. Can she get a fair trial? I don't know. I think that a lot of folks' minds may be kind of set in a certain way. It's like if Sheila Dixon was to go on trial talking about, I don't know, gift cards, it would be kind of difficult for her to get a fair trial here because people have been inundated, and constantly hit over and over and over again with certain things. Certain things that may not be true, but they hear it so much that they may believe it. And these are going to be people that's going to potentially be on a jury. So I ask, can Marilyn Mosby get a fair trial in Baltimore? So last week, her entire defense team filed a motion to withdraw from the case, citing conflicts of interest. So it's going to be a public defender. She had all these attorneys. All of these attorneys. So A. Scott Bolden, who is, that was like her main attorney. And what's so ironic about his situation, he kind of explained what his conflict was, saying that the judge is considering criminal contempt charges against him. He's going to probably have to defend himself. So the judge is not happy with his conduct during the case so far. And he feels, and I understand this, that he can't defend himself and Mosby too. And then going forward, he wants to run the case the same way he's been running. He's very outspoken. He wants to say how he feels, and he usually doesn't cut any cards. So like he said a cuss word on the steps of the courthouse. We're talking about stuff. He said someone's BS, but he didn't say BS. He said it out. And 3 other attorneys claimed that they work at the same firm and are witnesses in Bolden's case, so they're out. This is crazy, right? It's crazy. 2 remaining lawyers told the judge that they didn't sign on to take over and that they have other jobs and that they are representing Mosby pro bono, like they wasn't getting paid, and they don't have the support staff, and then they got scheduling conflicts. I mean, it's like a whole bunch of excuses. You ever ask somebody to help you move, and then the day of the move, they're like, "Oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that," and then that's kind of how it is, right? First, you want to be her attorneys, and now they reneging. Now they reneging. Mosby called the potential delay unfortunate, which it is. Says that she needs conflict-free counsel. What does this tell me? This tells me that there is some issues with the attorney-client relationship because it's tricky. She's an attorney herself. So I'm sure that she has some ideas on how to defend this thing. Now, she has her ideas. They have their ideas. And if there's a disagreement, then that kind of stuff can cause confusion. So, but you don't want to say that. So, because then it's going to seem like she's difficult. So she's there, it's kind of weird. Kind of weird. But I'm concerned whether she can get a fair trial. She says, Mosby, that I would like this to go as quickly as possible so I can rebuild my life. But I'm in a situation that I'm currently in, right? It is what it is. Ain't a whole lot that she can do about it right now. She wants us to go. She says that she needs independent, conflict-free counsel to represent her. I mean, it is, her right. Mosby says that she understands that she is asking the court to appoint a public defender. I mean, when you think about how high she was and how they have just dumped dirt on her name, it is really sad. It is really sad. This is a case against Baltimore's former top prosecutor. Mosby, of course, was indicted January 2022 on federal charges of perjury when she withdrew money from her deferred compensation accounts, saying that she was facing financial hardships that everybody else faced. All businesses face this because of the COVID-19 pandemic and making false statements on a loan application. Prosecutors said that Mosby lied to avoid paying taxes on the money. So why didn't they charge her with tax evasion? Right? This is just as A. Scott Bolden says, this is BS. This is BS. Unfortunately, she's facing 20 years if convicted on the 4 federal charges that she faces. And when you look at this timeline, when you look at the timeline of the Marilyn Mosby trial, which goes back to March 19th of 2021, where the federal prosecutors began to investigate the personal business and tax records of Nick Mosby and Marilyn Mosby, seeking records dating back to 2014. Interesting, right? And then when we go to where we are now, the hearing to discuss the trial schedule is Friday, this coming Friday. The first day for scheduled jury selection is March the 23rd. And as of now, the trial is scheduled to start March the 27th, 2023. I hope that she can get a fair trial. I hope that she's going to be able to move forward from this BS charges, all of this foolishness, and move on with her life, get things back together, figure out what her next moves are. Definitely. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. Of course, ONFIRE-TV.com.